Hello, friends. Welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Or if you're new here, I'm so glad you could join me. I designed this class with dancers or anyone with leg flexibility in mind, but everyone is welcome to dive deep into their flexibility and play around with these fun transitions. Please listen to your body, take any modifications you need. We begin today in the center of the mat, bound angle pose, soles of the feet together, sitting up nice and tall, maybe wrapping peace fingers around big toes. Connecting to our breath, starting to open up the hips, taking hip circles one way and the other way. Maybe starting some deeper, bigger circles. Making sure to even it out. Before gently lifting the knees and coming into fire log pose, right ankle on top of the left knee. Playing with the hip mobility, lifting up the right knee a time or two before reaching the left arm overhead for a side body stretch. And sweeping the left arm across the face, walking the fingertips forward, opening up through the glute. Nice deep breaths. And on your next inhale, lifting the chest, planting the hands behind us to send the hips forward. Dropping the hips down to reverse on the other side, fire log pose. Opening up the internal hip before reaching over with the right arm. See how many of these transitions in our practice today you can do without your hands. Just using the strength and control of your legs. It's a fun little challenge. And sweeping the hand across to walk the fingers forward, maybe coming onto the forearms. Finding a little sway, whatever feels good here. And on your next inhale, walking the hands back, hands behind the hips, sending them up to the sky. And coming down, releasing the legs, extending them out for boat pose. Arms to the sides. We flap 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You got this. 1. Release. Soles of the feet to the mat, coming into reverse tabletop, dropping the head. Squeezing through the glutes. And exhale to release. Coming back into boat pose, extending the right leg long. Holding here. Activating the core. And release, coming back into reverse tabletop. This time extending the right leg high up into the sky. We're strong. And we release, coming back into boat pose, left leg extended. Hold. And exhale, reverse tabletop, left leg extends. Giving it one more squeeze before gently releasing. Sitting on the sit bones, crossing at the ankles, coming into our tabletop. Finding our foundation here, spreading through the fingers. Nice flat spine before peeling the right arm up high to the sky and threading the needle. Option to take the left arm up behind the head for a deeper sensation, a little variation. And on your next exhale, sweeping that arm around, gently press back up, raising the right, coming back to tabletop pose. Inhaling to drop the belly, moving with the breath here for some cat-cow rib rolls. So not your full cat-cow, but leading with the ribs, thinking of drawing them up on the exhale, creating that space, that hollow back, before letting it drop down, going one way and reversing the other way. Just feeling good here, lubricating the spine. Finding our neutral spine before peeling the left arm up to thread the needle other side. Nice big movements. Option to raise the right arm if we did on the other side. And exhale, pressing back up to center, finishing it out. Pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting the knees an inch off the mat, connecting to your core. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Extending the right leg back, rocking on the ball of the foot, waking up the sciatic nerve. And then sending that heel back as far as we can. Getting a nice stretch before taking it over, crossing it over the left leg. Really exaggerating this movement here. Gazing at the foot. And taking it back behind us, kickstanding our left foot to the side, wrapping peace fingers around big toes to reach the right leg up into the air, opening through the hip. If our knee is bent here, that's totally okay. And taking that ankle behind, pressing it into the hips, quadricep stretch. And exhale to release back to tabletop. Extending the left leg behind. Warming up the legs. Feeling the sensations here of our body waking up. Taking it across the right leg, gazing at it. Really feeling this in the calves. And back behind us to kickstand that leg and reach the left big toe. Extend nice and long, seeing how much space we can make here. And exhale to bend the knee, grabbing onto the ankle. Deep breaths. And release. Coming into our tabletop knee lift again, pressing into the tops of the feet, grounding yourself, taking the right knee to the nose, the left knee to the nose. 2 more times each side, staying on the tops of the feet, grounding through the fingers. 1 more, and release the knees to the mat, tucking the toes, hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, bending one knee and the other, raising the heels, finding that nice long line in the spine as I wipe away some bugs. Opening up through that space. And then opening the legs a little bit wider, the feet, to take the left arm to the right ankle, looking under the shoulder. We're strong in our arms here, coming back and taking the right to the left ankle. Exhale, hands back to the front of the mat. Grounding through the left foot, raising the right, 3-legged dog. Bending the knees, stacking the hips, opening to the side of the mat. Pointing and flexing that foot, coming back, 3-legged dog, bending the knee, bringing it on the outside of the right hand for lizard pose. Rocking forward here, noticing how this feels. If this is where it's comfortable, we stay. We can always come onto the forearms if we have extra mobility here in the hips. Your choice, whatever feels good to you. Staying active in the legs, coming back up onto the hands, peeling the right arm up for a twist, planting it on the inside of the right foot to take that right leg back, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, tapping knee to wrist, and knee to other wrist, three-legged dog. Stepping it all the way through into warrior one, raising the arms up high. We're sinking into this lunge, squaring the hips, opening to warrior two, feeling grounded and strong before bending the right arm, coming onto the knee, extended side angle, nice long line. Back up to warrior two before reversing our warrior. Windmilling around, coming into triangle. The right hand can be on the ankle, the shin, the mat. Our chest is spiraled open. And exhale to frame the right foot, stepping that back foot up an inch or two. Lifting the hands when we feel comfortable, the fingertips, maybe sweeping the arms behind us, interlacing fingers, and folding forward. Inhale to lengthen the spine, exhale to fold a little bit deeper, trying to get the forehead to the shin. Gently releasing the hands with control to plant them and take the right leg back, three-legged dog. Downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet, preparing the other side, left leg, three-legged dog. Opening up, stacking the hips, flexing the foot to the long edge of the mat. Exhale, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, coming into lizard. Finding our footing here, maybe repositioning if we need to. Maybe taking the same variation as the other side or finding a new one. Nice deep breaths. Peeling the left arm up to twist. Massaging the internal organs. And planting the hand for three-legged dog, sweeping it back. Bending the knee, tapping the left elbow and back. Tapping the right elbow and back. And coming into our warrior one, strong rise up here. Feel your power connect to your core. And exhale, warrior two. Extended side angle, reaching with the fingertips, grounding through the outer edge of the back foot. Rising back up, warrior two, and reversing the warrior on the inhale. Windmilling around, coming into triangle, noticing where we're at today. Nice long line through the arms, and windmilling around, framing that left foot, lifting first the fingertips, then maybe the whole arms. Folding over the leg, trying to get forehead to shin. Breathing nice and deep. Exhale, framing the foot, stepping up into Malasana at the front of the mat, toes pointed out, sending the pelvis down to the mat, opening up through the chest, hands are at heart center. Maybe finding a little bit of hip mobility here, dropping one knee and the other. Playing around, finding what feels good. And on your next inhale, standing up, reaching the arms up, and exhale back down, squat. Raising the left arm, maybe coming into a bind if that is accessible to you. Remembering to listen to your body. Inhale to rise, exhale to squat. raising the right arm. Same variation options, honoring wherever we're at. One last breath, and inhale, raise up, hands come together. We step the left foot back, coming into a wide-legged stance. Sending the arms out to the side and forward fold, stopping halfway, turning to the left and the right, finding these airplane arms, sweeping from side to side. We're using our core, beginning to dip down to the mat, finding any circles, any fun movements here. Making sure to even out both sides before floating the hands down in front of the head. Inhale to lift the chest, exhale to sink the hips, bending the knees, extending the arms out in front. Raising the left heel and the right heel. Sweeping the arms out to the sides, lowering the chest, feeling strong. And exhale to release, straightening the legs, planting the hands. Raising the left hand high to revolve. Exhaling to replace, revolving with the right. Seeing how far we can open our chest. And exhale, taking all 10 fingers around to the right foot, framing the right foot. Lowering the left knee, coming into our low lunge. Taking our time to find that spot before inhaling the arms above the head. Taking a breath, sinking deep into the hips. Interlacing the fingers, sending the hands back, taking a slight back bend. Exhaling to twist. And on your next exhale, framing the foot, shifting the hips back, half splits. Raising the fingertips off the mat, seeing if we can do these transitions without using our hands. Inhale back to low lunge, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, half splits, taking the arms behind us. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping them behind. Inhale, come back to low lunge, tucking the toes and coming into Skandasana at the back of the mat. Raising up the hips, playing with how that feels. Maybe we're static in our side lunge before exhaling and side lunge to the front of the mat. Turning to frame the left foot, low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Taking our back bend, if we would like. Deep breaths. If we can't deep breathe, we've gone too far. Honor where we're at. Exhale to frame the foot, half splits, flexing the left foot, forward fold. Taking the fingertips off the mat. Playing with this challenge. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits, shifting back. You're strong, you got this. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back, moving with the breath. One more time. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, sweep it back. This time, coming to sit on the left hip, sweeping that right leg out in front, coming into staff pose. Toes pointed up, nice long spine. Before we start to forward fold, gently walking the fingertips down to the feet. Maybe we can reach them, maybe we can't. Inhale to find length, exhale to fold. On your next inhale, raising the chest and slowly lowering down onto the back. Sending both legs up into the air, wrapping peace fingers around big toes to open them wide for this supine reclined straddle. Keeping the legs straight if that feels good. Maybe they need to be bent a little. Whatever variation feels nice. We're winding down here. Take what you need. And bending the knees, coming into happy baby. Finding a little sway, a little back massage. One big deep inhale together. And exhale to release the left leg down to the mat, cradling the right foot into your chest, opening up through the outer glute. Playing with the angle of the foot, maybe a little bit further away, closer in. Hugging it like a baby. Before extending it straight up in the air and twisting it over to the left side across the body, finding a straight leg twist. If this doesn't feel good, we can always find whatever twist variation our body is calling for. And seeing if we can raise that right leg without using the hands, rolling out the ankle. Before switching legs, releasing the right, sending the left up. Cradling that leg in like a little baby, sending it love, giving it all the happy thoughts. Extending it long, straight up to the sky, and taking the twist, crossing the body, maybe letting it fall without using the hands. This is your practice. Always take any modifications, any additions, variations that you need. This is for you. You arrived on the mat. This is your time for yourself. Raising that left leg back up, taking the right up, and crossing it over the left, grabbing onto the ankles, pulling the feet into the chest for this reclined cow face pose. I like to find a little rock here. And gently release into reclined pigeon. Taking both knees into the chest, pulling them a little bit more, finding a deeper stretch before releasing, switching sides, crossing the left leg over the right, pulling the feet into the chest, noticing the difference in our sides, which one feels more open, how we feel at the end of our practice versus how we started. Releasing to half pigeon, finding our last deep hip stretch. Gently release both feet to the mat, coming into bridge pose. Sending the pelvis to the sky, interlacing the hands underneath to shimmy the shoulders together. Sending the pelvis up a little bit higher. This is it. It's one of the last things we're doing. And exhale to gently release the hands and the hips to the mat. Taking the legs overhead into plow pose, if that feels okay to you. Toes and balls of the feet on the mat behind the head, on the floor. Our arms are grounded on the mat. Reversing the blood flow. Maybe taking shoulder stand. And making sure to take any other poses that our body needs at this moment so we can feel evened out, rejuvenated, and fully stretched and warmed up. Hugging the knees into the chest, taking the forehead to the knees, squeezing before releasing and rocking up to a sitting position. Once we find our seat here, inhaling the arms above the head, taking one last breath together, and exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I'll see you next time on the mat. Namaste.